Heyo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Potter with Grandmaster Glass, your home for glass blowing. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've made a video. Stoked to be back here for you guys, talking about some glass color companies. Might be some basic info to some people. Other people might not know anything at all. So whether you want to be a glass blower, you're a novice glass blower, or somebody who's just a glass collector, you might want to know about the glass color companies that exist. So I'm going to be kind of going from the most popular to the least popular. I'm going to be giving you some information that I've acquired over the years, just some useful facts. So hopefully you find this educational as well as entertaining. Let's jump right into it. So I'm actually just I'm going to go over all the color companies first, and then I'm going to go back and we'll kind of talk about them and give some details and stuff like that. And so kind of going from the most popular, the two that are kind of tied for first place would be Glass Alchemy, and then we've got Northstar Glass. Northstar Glass actually owns Troutman Art Glass, which is interesting. I'll talk about that later. Then we've got Molten Glass. That's a super popular kind of almost gallery standard glass quality. Then we've got Origin Glass or Borosticks. This is a kind of not so popular color company, but they have some colors that are super vital to some artists' palette. Talk about that in a little bit. Then we've got somebody that I've only used once, didn't have very much success with it, and I can't think of one time that I've seen an artist on like Instagram or somewhere plug using Mamka's glass. I might have heard Torch talk about Mamka's, but yeah, I've never really seen anybody use them. They have a wide, crazy color palette, and I just had a hard time using it. It was a very difficult color. Then next, we've got Greasy Glass. This is kind of a small batch personal color company, from what I can tell. Not a whole bunch of information on them, but they make some greasy colors. Very uncommon, very different. And then the last color company is Paramore. Roger Paramore, he has a glass company called Paramore Glass. Doesn't really have a website or anything. He just sells on this wholesale art website. So that's kind of all the major glass companies. And then circling back around to Glass Alchemy, what they are kind of most well known for is, well, you know what? I'm also going to take one step back. With all of these color companies, most of the color comes in rods. So if you didn't know, there is rod form or there is hollow tube form. And so it's a little bit more difficult to get a hollow form, hollow tube. And so it's a much easier application to make and to distribute in a solid rod for a glassblower to then turn and make into whatever they want to, whether to blow it hollow, keep it solid. And so most people will use color rods rather than getting the color tubes. Tubes tend to be a little bit more expensive, and not every color comes in tubes. So it's just easier to just get used to having color rods and then making it into whatever form that you want. So Glass Alchemy, they are most well known, in my opinion, I believe, for their transparent colors. They just have a very nice, solid, wider range. So with Glass Alchemy, it is kind of one of the main color companies, like I said, between Northstar Glass and Glass Alchemy. And they make, in my opinions, the best transparent colors. That's what they are, I think, most well known for. Mike Shelbo is one of the artists that best represents Glass Alchemy. I also see Elbow use a lot of transparent Glass Alchemy colors. And then also that I've seen use their Glass Alchemy's opaque colors, like this is an opaque color, is Salt. Salt tends to use a lot of Glass Alchemy opaque colors because there's not a lot of striking, there's not a lot of other minerals in it, so it's just a very solid, flat color, and it's good for him to, I guess, be able to sculpt into it. But yeah, this is just a very good, clear, transparent body of colors. So if you want a full rainbow of transparent colors, Glass Alchemy pretty much has it all. They have been known for some of their spicier colors over the years. Terps, Serum. There's some transparent colors. There is some of their UV colors. And so, yeah, that is kind of what Glass Alchemy is about. So if you wanted to look into them more and see some of their colors, that's kind of what they are working with there. The second color company, like I said, tied with first, kind of between Glass Alchemy, is Northstar Glass. And so what they are known for, completely opposite from Northstar Glass, is their solid, opaque, striking colors. And so these, I think, are a little bit more difficult to use. The consistency is much more difficult to get them to work exactly the way you want to. They strike in the kiln. Different things like that make these colors work. And the artist that is most well known for Northstar Glass is AKM. And so these are his skulls, and anytime a new color comes out, he will make a skull to represent what kind of the usage and the workability of a color and how it looks. So they show off what the finished look is compared to kind of how Glass Alchemy was showing off just the solid rods. They also had pictures of it worked, and like I said, Mike Shelbo makes their examples. But here, you can kind of see the split down the skull, and that's kind of showing you can get multiple effects out of these colors. Most of them, you can get at least 2 effects just depending on the way you use it, usability, and then the way you strike it. And so the skilled application with AKM, the way he's able to show off those colors, crazy spicy to show kind of the two opposite but so close together. If you kind of know anything about glass blowing, that is a nice, almost I would say glass magic trick, because that's super cool to put the 2 different uses of the same color on the same pendant, because it's difficult. It's very high level skill. So it's a great way to show off the color and how it can get used. And that's kind of what Northstar is known for, the opaque striking colors. And lots of minerals, like I said, coppers, different things to make those colors do what they do, as well as their UV colors. They were also known for, back in the day, doesn't exist anymore. They've discontinued it. They have done other colors since, but the Illuminati, the bright UV, just glow in the dark color, they were the one who created that, and they were most well known for it. So yeah, Northstar Glass. And so the last thing actually to talk about with Northstar Glass, they own Tag, which is Troutman Art Glass. And Troutman had a color company. He was a glass blower. Then he also developed colors. He's since sold the company, or Northstar has bought it, however you look at it. And they actually own the color. They, instead of incorporating the colors into their color palette, they've kept it separate on their website. And so over the years, people have used their colors. And for any of these colors, really, certain artists have certain color palettes. And it's like, okay, well, why wouldn't you use any color? Well, certain colors work a certain way. Certain colors look a certain way. And some colors might be super similar, but work completely different. And there's a million reasons why certain artists will use a certain white over a different white, or a blue over a different blue. Having these color options allows for artists to just have these palettes that are super specific, and some of them don't stray from their certain colors that they use. Some artists will just jump around from color to color. It doesn't matter to them. But yeah, color palettes are super specific, interesting with glass blowers. And then, so our next color, this color is kind of like a gallery. They treat themselves like a gallery color. I know they hold themselves very in high regards. It is Molten Aura Glass, or Molten Aura Labs. And yeah, like I said, they are kind of gallery standard, very clear, transparent, no bubbles. You're kind of seeing all these gemstone colors. They're most known for like gold ruby, gold amethyst. Back in the day, those were kind of some of the hype colors. Then we have Lotus White. That's another white that some people, that's the only color white that they will use. So they are very specific with their color palettes, like I was saying. And yeah, this is a very popular, not quite as popular as Northstar or Glass Alchemy, but it's up there as far as popularity goes. And then our next color company is Origin Glass, or Borosticks. And this color company is interesting. Like, blush is one of the most important colors in maybe some textural cheek kind of eyes and teeth and all these different components of tongues, because pink is not a very common color. I know there's Uber blush, and I know Salt uses that color. That's a very important color to his some of his effects that he does with his sculpting. And yeah, there's a couple of colors in here that are not very common, and I don't see these colors get used very often, and I don't see, um, like I said, like with Mamkas, I don't see anybody ever really tag Boro or Origin Glass, Boro stick. So just one of those things. It's somewhat more of an obscure glass company, but definitely important to specific glass artists and their certain palettes. So yeah. Next, going up to the one I just mentioned, Mamka's Glass. This one, when I first started blowing glass, I had used it, and I had such a hard time with workability that I just never circled back around to using it again. But as you can see here, it's got a crazy, crazy color palette. All these crazy colors and these effects, these tie-dye looking colors. I just don't ever see anybody ever using it. Torch Talk, like I had mentioned, maybe is the only one that has ever said anything about Mamkas, and maybe I should revisit this color personally. But yeah, they just have a crazy, unique color palette, very striking, very unique effects, and so yeah, Mamkas. Alrighty, and coming up on one of the last ones, Greasy Glass color. This one is a small batch company. The guy that makes this color, super unique colors, something that you won't really find with Glass Alchemy and Northstar, and very unique, very just different. Off the wall, the striking, the different qualities and different colors. I know there's always lots of seconds and odds and different things, and if you don't know what that is, that's a good topic or point to make. Sometimes when color gets made or pulled down, it is either a different shape or it's like an odd shape, and it's either too thick or too thin, or it is like a seconds and there's too many minerals, or there's too many bubbles, or different things that make it not first quality. And so you can actually get color from all these different companies at seconds or odds at a much discounted, a better discounted rate. And sometimes if you're just balling up the color, or if you're just practicing, seconds and odds is a fantastic way to go, especially starting out. That's what I did. Anytime I saw a new color, let's see if it would have an odds or a seconds, just so I could buy it and try it and just have something new. Which also brings me on to another topic before I end the video. I do have one more color company to talk about, but buying glass, you can buy it by the rod. It's scaled out by ounces, so typically a rod is 7 millimeters in diameter and about 1 ounce. It's a little heavier, a little lighter, just depending, but you can get single rods, or you can buy half pounds or full pounds from all of these color companies that I've been talking about and showing you. There is glass distributors. There's places where you can buy from all these different color companies in one place, but it's actually a little bit more expensive. So truthfully, you want to buy directly from these color companies, and you want to buy like a half pound or a pound. That way you have plenty of color. That way you can work it in lots of different ways. You've got extra color usually as backup, because you might use a couple ounces for a project, or just depending on what you're working on. Some people use half a pound, a full pound, but it just depends. But it's a much better cost-effective way to acquire the glass than buying it rod by rod, which is what you'll usually find in glass distributors. But yeah, so yeah, that is Greasy Glass. And then we're going to talk about the last one and wrap up the video. And this is actually on a distributor's website, but I couldn't find a actual website for this guy, for Roger Paramore Glass. It's a very soft color palette, opaque color, and I know he's a glass blower, famous in the community, older guy, and he has this color company. But yeah, I guess he just only wholesales through this DNL Art Supplies. Not sponsored, no plug, but this is the only place I could find the color. I want to say I maybe have used the color once, but for that butter color. But yeah, this is just kind of the last random, obscure, small color company to talk about. Maybe you see a color that you like on here. All of these colors, maybe you see something that you like. Just trying to give you some information, getting back in the swing of things, making videos for you guys, just talking to y'all, getting comfortable, and hopefully you're finding some entertainment education in these videos, because maybe you want to have a custom pendant made in one of these colors, and now you're going to get a chance to know about some different color companies and get to look at them and have a better understanding, a better knowledge of what is available in the community, because I personally think a more educated community is a healthier community. And so having people know about colors and different things, I think it's a cool opportunity. Because when I was first, I think, kind of starting out in the glass community, I was about 16, and it was about 2010-ish, and I didn't really have a lot of color options to look at. Even as a customer, when I would buy glass, there was mainly Chinese colors. That was kind of like your main option. In most of the shops I went to, there wasn't super heady shops back then. They were starting to just become a thing. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of color options. And so whenever you would see a new color, whenever you see a bright color, it would just really stand out on the shelf. I know one of the first production companies that I first registered a color, and it was actually Glass Alchemy, was silica glass. And I saw a piece that was using Lemon Drop by Glass Alchemy, and it was one of the first times I saw kind of a production company. Thought it was almost like, I thought silica was maybe a Chinese company like Grab Labs or something, just one of those. But yeah, definitely USA made, and was using US color, and I just thought it was absolutely wild. It kind of just opened my eyes, put me on a new track, just knowing that other colors existed besides these like really drab Chinese colors, and besides fume work. But I just never really would see that. Yeah, just having those options, opening those doors, hopefully like this video is doing for you. Like I said, whether you're a novice glass blower, a glass collector, somebody who just wants to be educated, hopefully this video's hit the spot for you. Let me know in the comments if this video's helped you. Share the video with your friends. That's how it's going to grow. Let me know in the comments if you have any future ideas. I'm trying to come up with as many good ideas for you guys. Just things that I find that are useful, helpful to you. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, never stop evolving.